Now that was a lot better. Welcome to another edition of Red Sox Now, presented by FanArch. Here on YouTube, I'm your host, Mike Antonellis, and things were a lot better for the Red Sox in Game 2 of their series with the Rays, which ends on Wednesday night. We'll talk all about that on Thursday. Red Sox will be off on Thursday, and then over the weekend they have the Yankees. That is going to be a lot of fun. Just played them last weekend. I like that. Back-to-back weekends playing New York. All right, before we get going here, make sure to subscribe, like, comment on the channel. You can follow me on all my social media channels at the Radio Mike, but much better for the Red Sox in what I call beautiful looking games. And what has been weird about this team that is 33 and 36, they have actually won a lot of these. They have played some very beautiful games. Remember that series in Kansas City? Remember that series that had that game where Buehler got thrown out and your bullpen had to cover almost 7 innings? It always starts with starting pitching. It keeps things in check. It makes 3 runs not feel as bad. Nobody's talking about the lineup when you score 3 runs. 3 runs is not a ton, but when you pitch in the way things look last night, I didn't see anybody get on the lineup. But I see people get on the lineup when they score 4 to 5 runs. This is how you win championships. You have to win games like this. The Red Sox have not in this stretch. And a lot of Red Sox fans don't follow other teams. I follow baseball. And I'm not saying all of you, but most live in just the Red Sox world, which is fine. I mean, part of what I do as a broadcaster, I mean, I follow it. And the championship teams win a lot of games that look like this. And this is what you brought Giolito in. He was terrific. The run he gave up was unearned. He got so distracted with runners on base, and his error created that unearned run. But he looked good. Fastball was good. He walked 3, struck out 4. Garrett Whitlock with some rest. How did he look? Terrific. 2 perfect innings, 3 strikeouts. And then Greg Weissert was the one that closed it out. And Boston has a chance to win the series, which would be back-to-back series wins. These are huge games now for me. I don't like that phrase all the time, but you're able to establish something if you can beat the Yankees, which you did last weekend, and you beat the Rays. That gives a sign of life that, hey, we're not done yet. And it will be Buehler on. Big one tonight. Littell throws for Tampa Bay, but Walker Buehler coming off a bad start. He's a veteran. So if you look at it, Buehler, Bayo, Giolito, and Houck have given you a combined 8 wins. Houck has 0. You've gotten 8 wins from those 4 guys. And we're on June 11th. So like I said, this is the point for me. A lot will be pointed to Roman Anthony, which is fine. But I looked at it a couple nights ago. This is where the starting pitching has to step up. It started with Bayo. He went into the 7th. Giolito gave you 6 last night. Now it's Buehler's turn. This is where the starting pitching, if they want to make a run here, this is where they really, really need to step up. Speaking of Roman Anthony, I mean, how amazing was this? He had his whole family there, his brother, his sister, they're all watching, and he ends up getting the game-winning hit. Lou Merlone talked about it. Him adjusting within the at-bat, took a changeup and went down the left field line for a 2-run double. That proved to be the game-winning hit. He was 1 for 4 in the night. He made a nice catch in right field, a sliding catch, and he gets his first big league hit, extra base hit, and his first big league multi-RBI game. He had an RBI in Game 1. So he's 1 for 8 with 3 RBIs, 21 years old. And how about where his parents sat? I don't know if any other rookies' parents sat next to the dugout. Those were the owner seats, by the way. How about that? Superstar already, the way he gets treated. Really cool. But good to see, and good to see him rebound. And this is what I was talking about yesterday on the show, about the peaks and valleys of young players. They're going to have their ups. They're going to have their downs. Now his first game, he was 0 for and he made an error. And then last night, he knocks in 2 and makes a great defensive play. So great stuff by Roman Anthony. And you bet your bottom dollar he'll be in there on Wednesday. Now, it's interesting. The Yankees are going to go with 3 lefties this weekend, and Alex Cora said he will platoon those guys. I don't know if they're going to sit. I don't think Roman Anthony will sit all 3 games, but it'll be great to see. This guy's not going to sit. We were all down on Trevor Story with reasons to believe because of the velocity. He was struggling with velocity, but now all of a sudden, and you go, I guess you have to look at it. The guy hasn't played much. Defensively, what him and Rafaela bring to the table every day is really incredible. The Red Sox did strike out a lot again last night, 13 times. But he makes that play, that high bouncer over the mound, chopping, and he's running in behind the mound. He makes that play every single time, and he does it pretty easily. But a great game, another home run. He had 2 hits, and he is really starting to heat things up, which you'll love to see. He's on pace now for a 20 home run year. If you got 20 to 22 home runs, he hit 240 and played that defense. If you pitch, all of that is tolerated, right? I think with Red Sox fans, and I get it, is that when you don't pitch, we gravitate to other things to annoy us for some reason. We've really, a lot of the fans and even the media, we don't get on the starting pitching. I really haven't heard that. It's really the errors, which is still a problem. But the starting pitching for me dictates so much, right? You couldn't use Chapman in that game last night because of starting pitching, because he had to pitch a lot. And I know the bullpen might have messed up that he had to come in, but the bullpen had to cover so many innings from previous starts. And Greg Weissert looked good closing out the game last night. Looked really good. I saw this on MLB.com, an intriguing trade chip from each team. We know how the Marlins are. Would you want Sandy Alcantara? I would trade for him in a heartbeat. I don't care what his ERA is. It's the highest in the majors. The guy's a former Cy Young. He has a really good fastball. He has club control through 2027. You don't have a ton of arms where you can start saying no. I would take this guy in a heartbeat. I really would. I think it's worth the risk. I don't know what you'd have to give up for him. I think he would be less. I don't think it would be as bad. But if I am the Red Sox, I make a call to the Marlins. If you feel, and I think Alex Cora still feels this, and when it's all said and done, you're not that far out of a wild card. You still have to look at that. I don't look at the division. But the Red Sox are 3.5 games out of a wild card. Right? I mean, that's obtainable. The 93 games left. Are the Marlins going anywhere? No. Would that guy help you? I think it's worth it. You need starting pitching. And I would do that in a heartbeat. I don't care what he's doing. He was a little bit better, but I think that is a guy that you trade for. A Cy Young, I get it was 22, but still has a top fastball in the club control. And I think for what you have, which is not a lot, I'm all in. So I'm taking that Marlins ride. I want to know what you think. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to watch Red Sox Now every day. It's presented by FanArch. Make sure to follow me at the Radio Mike on all my social media channels. A happy Wednesday. Red Sox go for the series win on Wednesday night. We'll talk all about it on Thursday.